You're watching Startup Daily. We're live on Ausbiz from Barangaroo in Sydney, 2 to 3 p.m. every weekday.
Now, every Monday we look at sports tech and catch up with one of the exciting startups participating in Tennis Australia's TechStars Accelerator. Today we're talking to MyFavorito, a digital sports sponsorship platform. It helps sporting clubs of all sizes attract new sponsors and hopefully bring in some money. Co-founder and CEO Dirk Schlenzig joins us now via Skype. Dirk, welcome to the program.
Hey, Sam and Simon. Good morning from Germany, and thanks for having me.
Guten Morgen, Dirk. Great to have you there. You look like an esports gamer there, sort of set up like that. But tell us about MyFavorito. How does it work?
It's very simple. So we treat ourselves as a fintech platform for digital sports sponsorship, and we help the Fortune 5 million sports clubs around the world to attract more sponsors and make more money. This is what MyFavorito. This is why MyFavorito exists, and this is the whole purpose of the company.
And so, is it helping big companies reach people in a more targeted way than if they were to just sponsor a large sporting team?
Well, the big problem we see is sports clubs are not attractive to big brands. They're not attractive to small brands. Most of the time, they are not even attractive to their own local retailers, right? Like supermarkets, car dealers, fashion stores. All these companies, they give their money nowadays to Google and Facebook. And by last year, this has been $16 billion going from Australia to California's West Coast, right? So our mission is actually to bring 10% of that money back into Australian sports and help those sports clubs to run their club life, train their kids, right? Build their teams, buy equipment. So this is what MyFavorito is doing.
So you're not doing this just so that the Adelaide Crows can sort of bring on a new sponsor. It's for someone like the mighty Glebe Greyhounds based in Sydney, which has some great girls teams as well as boys teams. It's all levels of sport.
Exactly. It's all levels of sports. We just started this here in Germany a year ago. And we have around 100 sponsors in the system right now, around 150 clubs. And all these sponsors, they have in common that they actually never sponsored sports before, right? So we have McDonald's restaurants, we have bakery chains, we have car dealers from Volkswagen or BMW, right? And the way it works is quite simple. So they simply put a sponsorship offer on our platform, and they say something like, hey, come to our McDonald's restaurant, right? And for every 20 bucks you spend here, we give $2 back to your favorite sports club. Or buy a car with us, and for every time you buy a car with us, we give 500 bucks to your favorite sports club, right? Or bigger brands, they can just upload a video or the latest TV ad and say, hey, watch our TV ad, right? And whenever you do this, we send 50 cents to your favorite sports club. So this is the core principle.
Now, you only recently started in Germany and you're already on your overseas rollout. Where does Australia fit in? What attracted you to this market?
Actually, Australia is probably not the typical route for German startups, but we were quite lucky, right? So we made it into TechStars, and now we are in pilot programs with great federations in Australia, right? So we are talking, you mentioned Tennis Australia, but we're already talking to many more, and they give us the opportunity to get in direct contact with their great clubs and roll out a platform for them.
So Dirk, tell me, what's been your favourite story out of your project to this point in time, and what are your plans over the next 12 to 24 months?
Well, our plan is quite simple. We want to reach, our next phase is to reach 5,000 clubs. In Australia, this is around 10% of all the sports clubs you have. My most favorite story is basically one of our sponsors here in Germany, right? It's a bakery chain, and they looked at our platform and they said, hey, you know what? We exist since 100 years, and since 100 years, sports clubs are knocking on our doors, and they asked for sponsorship, and we always said no, right? And because if we do it once, they all will come and ask for sponsorship, and we can't afford that, right? And with your solution, we can sponsor hundreds of sports clubs at the same time. All they have to do is to come to our store and buy our products, right? So this is one of my greatest stories.
Dirk Schlenzig,
Wow.
I think that's fantastic that you've brought a 600-year-old bakery into the digital age. Congrats on MyFavorito. Best of luck. Look forward to seeing its continued rollout in Australia and around the world.
Thank you very much for having me, and have a great day.
You too.
Great story there.
Isn't that fantastic?
Now, restaurants have been among the hardest hit sectors in the COVID lockdown, but tech is helping them rebuild. The app SUP finds staff for hospitality